In this video, we're going to be plotting points and graphing lines. In number 1, it says, plot and label each ordered pair. Also state the quadrant in which it lies or whether it lies on the X or Y axis. So the first thing we should talk about is the different quadrants. So we label the quadrants 1 through 4, and we start in the upper right corner. So this is quadrant 1, everything above the x-axis and right of the y-axis. And now we're going to go counterclockwise. So quadrant 2 is over here, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So in quadrant 1, both numbers in the ordered pair are positive. In quadrant 2, the x value is negative and the y value is positive. In quadrant 3, the x and the y are negative. And in quadrant 4, the x is positive and the y is negative. So for A, we have point A, which has the coordinates 2, 4. So we're going to go right 2 units and up 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is point A. So point A is in quadrant 1, and we'll call it Q1. And B, we have the ordered pair 0, 2. So we're going to go 0 units in the x direction and 2 units up in the y direction. So we have 1, 2. So we have point B right here. And point B is right on our y-axis. So we're going to say y-axis. In C, we have negative 2, 1. So we're going to go left 2 units, negative 2 right here, and then up 1 unit. So we have point C. And point C is in quadrant 2. For point D, it has an ordered pair of negative 3, negative 3. So we're going to go left 3 units, 1, 2, 3, and now down 3 units, 1, 2, 3. So we have a point here, and this is D. And D is in quadrant 3. For E, we have 5, negative 4. So we're going to start at the origin, go right 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now down 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a point here, and that's point E. And point E is in quadrant 4. And for point F, it's at negative 5, 0. So we're going to go to the origin and go 5 units to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 0 units in the y direction. And this point is right on our x-axis. In 2, it wants us to graph the line negative x plus 3y is equal to 6 by completing parts A and B. In A, it says, find the corresponding y value for each x value. So we're going to plug our x value into our equation and solve for y. So we have negative 3 plus 3y is equal to 6. Negative 3 is positive 3. And now we're going to subtract 3 from both sides, and we get 3y is equal to 3. And now divide both sides by 3. So we have y is equal to 1. So our ordered pair is negative 3, 1. And we can call this point A. For x is equal to 3, we're going to have negative 3 plus 3y is equal to 6. And now we're going to add 3 to both sides, and we get 3y is equal to 9. And now we're going to divide both sides by 3, and we get y is equal to 3. So our point here is 3, 3, and we'll call this point B. And now for x is equal to 0, we have negative 0 plus 3y is equal to 6. And for this one, we just have to divide both sides by 3. So we have y is equal to 2. And our point is going to be 0, 2, and we'll call this point C. And now in B, it wants us to graph the line below. So we'll start by plotting the 3 points, and then we'll connect them with a linear line. So we have point A, -3, 1, start at the origin, and go left 3 units, and up 1 unit. And this is point A. For point B, we're going to go 3 units right and 3 units up. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. We have point B. And for point C, we have 0, 2. So 0 units right or left, and up 2, 1, 2, and plot our point. And now we're going to connect them with a straight line. And we put arrows at the end of the lines just to show that the line continues in each direction. In number 3, it says graph the line x plus 2y is equal to 0 by completing parts A and B. In A, it says find the corresponding y value for each x value. So again, we're going to take our x values, plug it into our equation, and solve for y. So we have -2 plus 2y is equal to 0. And I'm going to add 2 to both sides, so 2y is equal to 2. And now divide both sides by 2, and y is equal to 1. So our first point, or point A, is -2, 1. For x is equal to 0, we have 0 plus 2y is equal to 0, which we could write as 2y is equal to 0. And now we can divide both sides by 2, and we get y is equal to 0. So point B is our origin, 0, 0. And for x is equal to 2, we have 2 plus 2y is equal to 0. And subtract 2 from both sides, we get 2y is equal to -2. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2, and we have y is equal to -1. So our third point, point C, is 2, -1. And now in B, they want us to graph the line below. So we'll start with plotting the points again. Point A is -2, +1. Point B is 0, 0, or the origin. And point C is 2, -1, so 2, -1. So this is point C, this is point B, and this is point A. And now we'll draw a line through the 3 points. And for 4, we have when finding ordered pairs that satisfy the equation -2/3 x plus y is equal to 1, which value of x makes sense for you to choose? And it would make sense for us to choose x is equal to 0, or any number that is a multiple of 3. That way it cancels with the denominator of our -2/3 constant in front of x. So we have x is equal to 0, or any number that are multiples of 3. So when choosing points, we can choose any value, but sometimes when we have a fraction like this, if you strategically pick your points, they'll work out a lot better for you for graphing. And in 5, it says, graph the line -2/3 x plus y is equal to 1 by completing parts A and B. And in A, we're going to find the corresponding y value for each x value. So we have -2/3 times 0 plus y is equal to 1. -2/3 times 0 is 0. So we have y is equal to 1. So point A is 0, 1. For x is equal to 3, we have -2/3 times 3 plus y is equal to 1. -2/3 times 3 is -2 plus y is equal to 1. And now we're going to add 2 to both sides, and y is equal to 3. So our second point, point B, is 3, 3. And for x is equal to negative 3, we have negative 2/3 times negative 3 plus y is equal to 1. And negative 2/3 times negative 3 is positive 2. And then we have plus y is equal to 1. And now we're going to subtract 2 from both sides, and we get y is equal to negative 1. So our third point, point C, is negative 3, negative 1. And now in B, we want to graph the line. So we're going to plot our 3 points. Point A is 0, 1. And this is point A. Point B is 3, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have our point here. And point C is negative 3, 3 left, and negative 1. And this is point C. And now we're going to connect our dots. And that's all for this video on plotting points and graphing lines.